What's up, guys? Shane here with the Rice Creek Bushcraft, and you're probably wondering, whoa, what's with all the knives? Well, we're going to do a little testing, a little review. I want to show you guys two new knives that I have. These two. The rest of the knives are just basically for size comparison, and we'll go through them. We got the Fox River EXT-2 and the Fox River EXT-1. So we're gonna just kind of go through these. We're gonna do a little testing like we normally do, cut a little wood with them. I'll tell you what I think of the knives, what I've done with them so far, and what I haven't done, and see what you guys think. Okay, let me get around front here. We'll go through a few of these knives, sizes and such. So just to give you a comparison to some knives that guys might have, Bravo 1, EXT-2, EXT-1. Another pretty popular knife is a Falkneven F1 with the EXT-1 and the 2. What's something else? Aurora, Bark River Aurora. Very similar in length to the EXT-2. Just you can see that this has a much higher blade height. A lot closer to the EXT-1. So we'll go through a few of the specs real quick. These are not exact, guys. You can look them up, but this is about 8.65 inches long. It's got a 4.1 inch blade. This one's in black canvas micarta with a bloody bassin spacer here, which is some type of stone or jade. But I think this is a really beautiful knife. And this one, box elder burl. Yeah, I went all out on these two. I've been really excited about these two knives, and I wanted to get something fancy. Mosaic pins. Both are CPM 3V. So that's the size 4.1 inch blade. Like I said, 8.65. This is 9.5 inches, 9.45, with about a 4.5 inch blade, or just a little more than that. So there's really not a huge difference in blade length, but there's some. But there's a big difference in blade height. I think they're both 0.15 blade thickness, I believe. Yeah, you guys can look it up and you'll see. But I think that's what it is. Mainly, I just want to show you guys these in use a little bit. So let me move some of these knives off here and we'll get set up. And guys, before we get started doing any cutting, I want to talk about the design of these. If you can notice, both of them, they have a pretty pronounced arch from the butt of the knife to the tip. Kind of like a half moon shape. Both of them have that. To me, that says that's going to be a good knife for skinning, processing game. Now this knife, I have field dressed and skinned a deer with EXT-1, and it was fantastic. I've been using my Falkneven NL5 for years and years, and I like this just as much. I'm not going to say more, I'm not going to say less, but it was equal in my opinion. I really liked it. I like this thin blade profile. I mean, I was able just to get right in there and go to town. To me, I mean, this knife is more than ample for, a variety of, if you were a fur hunter, you could do coon, you could do coyote, deer, elk, really anything. I don't think you need a big giant Bowie knife to skin, anyways, an animal. But that's just my opinion. So this worked really well. That's all I've really done with this knife. This one I've done nothing, so we're going to get to see it in use and kind of see how they perform, and you guys can make your own decision which one you want and which you like better. I'll give you my opinions. So what I've got here, I've got a couple pieces of old dead cherry. I'm just gonna split this with an axe. Could you baton this? Yeah. But these knives, guys, are, I mean, like I said, in my opinion, they are really designed for game processing. They come down, they got a nice thick spine, but they come down and behind the edge is really thin. And I know it's 3V and it's tough stuff, but I just don't feel that this knife is really designed for beating the heck out of it through a piece of wood. Now, would it do it and probably not fail? Yeah, most likely. But I think this knife was more, both these, kindling size stuff. You know, real small stuff, just enough to get a fire going. It's not made, neither one of these are made for, you know, splitting big stuff like that, I don't think. I've got some smaller stuff here. You know, I'm not too worried about anything like this. We can baton through this easily. So, anyways, I'm going to split these two bigger pieces with the good old Gransfors axe here. Sweet. So let me do that, and then we'll get back at it. Okay, I got that cherry split up. Let's see. This paper, honestly, is probably not going to cut very well. I'm out in my shop, and everything's kind of damp. But sharp, right? EXT-2. It's sharp. It's just this paper's wet, but it's really sharp, both of them. So we're going to say they're both equally sharp. So let's start with the EXT-1, and I guess it would help if I maybe had something to baton with. All right. Is that in focus at all? Not that much. Let's do this. Oh, I guess that's it. All right, that's a little better. Yeah, I would say this kind of stuff is fine to do with this knife. Now this is Michigan Black Cherry, and I'll tell you right now, it sucks trying to feather stick with this stuff. I've tried it numerous times. It is not easy. But we'll give it a shot. See if we can't get it to do a little feather sticking. It's like trying to cut, I don't know. It's just really, really hard stuff. And it's knotty and twisted. It can be done, but it's not the easiest stuff to use. Okay, let's take a big chunk out of here. Do it again. I mean, look at that. Look at that just sliced off. That's what I think these knives will excel at. It's being very, very slicey. Very slicey. So, anyways, it would work to get your fire going with this crappy wood. It's just so jittery. Love the handle. I'll say that right up front. The handle feels good. And when I have a knife that I'm using for bushcraft, I really like to have my hand, I've said this before, as close as possible to the cutting edge. And you can really get right on top of this. Just for me, this is, you know, in a bushcraft knife, this is really your sweet spot right here. This is what you're using a lot for doing a lot of things. And then notching and stuff, you're going to use this portion a lot more. But for doing feather sticks, yeah, you're going to be using this portion of the blade. So if you have a big choil there or something, it's not the best for a bushcraft knife, but this thing's awesome. So anyways, you can see, makes feathers. Still sharp. Cut a piece of cardboard here. I got this really thick cardboard from my new Milwaukee cordless light. Very slicey, like I said. Sweet. This paper's crap. It's all like wet and soft feeling. This kind of stuff right here, like ideal for a knife, like this. I mean, majority of the time, that's all you need. If you're out trying to get a fire going, you don't need to baton a 4-inch log. This will get her done. So like I said, with this knife, I have done some processing on a deer, and it worked really, really good. Yeah, like the handle is just amazing. Seriously, the handle's awesome on this. Feels really good. It doesn't want to shift around or move. And this thing just takes a heck of a bite out of wood. I mean, oh, if I get my focus here, I just chewed that thing right off. No problem. Well, let's try the EXT-2. This knife I have not used. Done nothing with it, mainly because it's so darn pretty. This is one of those knives you just don't want to use, but you know what? For you guys, I'm gonna do it. Alright, let's baton. I wouldn't say one's better than the other for batoning. About equal. Okay, let's do some feather sticking. Ooh. That's sweet. Yeah, this one, you can see, it bites in a lot more, even trying not to. Okay, it's just a little bit different angle of attack, but this one makes thinner stuff quite easy, so obviously it's the secondary cutting bevel that is thinner, thicker, more convex, less convex, something's going on. But this thing's awesome. Awesome. It's hard to see, but there's a lot of feathers in there. Yeah, it feels good too. Yeah, I think this one fills out your hand a little more. The EXT-2 doesn't feel really wider, but a little bit higher. One way you can tell is how you'd hold the knife, then see how far over your middle finger overlaps. Like I can still touch pretty easily. And that one's definitely got a smaller profile this way, top to bottom. All right, let's cut some cardboard. Okay, significant difference there as far as it cuts fine, you just feel a little bit more drag. Or maybe it's just a different piece of cardboard. Yeah, see that? That's why you gotta test everything the same. So the cardboard was just cut different than the other one. Ooh, yeah, this thing feels good. It's like a, I don't know, very smooth feeling. Feels awesome. Yeah. Yeah, that thing feels nice. I like it. Must have more batoning. And feather sticking. Yeah, I mean, it could be just my knife in particular, you know, just with the way that it was ground. I'm not going to say everyone's this way, but mine's awesome for feather sticking. This stuff's wiry stuff. Some fence rope crap. Sorry we're inside, guys. Just tried to make the video several times today and it just wouldn't stop raining. Man, this thing wants to bite in. The EXT-1 really bites in. Alright, let's take a hunk out of these. See how much I can bite off. Sweet. That's the EXT-1. There, it really took a big chunk out of that. Right there. Okay, EXT-2, flip it around. That one didn't bite in as deep. Yeah, I mean, you can see how it really pushing here, getting stuck. Let's try the EXT-1 in the same cut. Yeah. This one, I think because the blade height is shorter, it might do a little bit better for those type of big hogging cuts. Yeah, this one, I mean, every piece of wood I grab, this thing really bites in, and it probably take me some getting used to, like any knife. It takes a while to get used to it, but this one definitely wants to bite in more so than the EXT-2. Like this one just wants to stay on top and make fine curls here. See, you got stuck again there. Let's try this one. Same cut. Yeah, I mean, this thing definitely does those type of cuts better. Those aggressive push cuts. So I would imagine, like in a chest lever, this thing would excel. I also, sorry, my daughter just come out. Lost my train of thought. Grip. So, let's see here. I say that the EXT-1 locks your hand in a little better, like for doing this kind of stuff, like when you're really pushing, it doesn't want to roll or move. This one, and then again, like I said before, it could be just this, you know, every knife is a little bit different. I mean, they're pretty much handmade. This has got a little bit more rounder profile, so it wants to do this a little more. And I don't mean in a bad way. I'm just saying you can feel it. You can feel the knife wanting to roll a little more. Ah, stuck. Whew, that was a tough one, even for this knife. This thing is a hogger though. It really cuts that wood right out. It's pretty awesome, pretty impressive. All right, let's get some more of my crappy wet paper. I wish I would have brought some better stuff out. Yeah. So sharp. Let's try this one. Oh yeah. So sharp. I mean, we haven't done a lot, don't get me wrong, but we did cut some cardboard and that's pretty wicked. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to show you guys those in use and let you see the difference in size and I guess you can make your own decision. Me, personally, I like this. I'll probably sell this. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't do anything more for me than this knife does. And I like the feel of this one in my hand better, for me. And that could be, hand size, which I have medium or not quite large, in between medium and large size hands. That just feels really good to me. Now, this one did make nicer, finer feather sticks. But this one seemed to hog the wood out a little more. But for me, for all around hunting, I feel like I could have this knife and I could dress some birds out in the field, some grouse, some pheasant, and go right to deer. Had to, I could, squirrel. It's just that right size to do it all. Where this one, a little bigger, a little heavier, a lot higher blade height that I don't feel I need for what I'm doing. You may feel differently. You may really like this big, tall grind, or tall blade, I'm sorry. It's got a lot of nice belly in it. I mean, a lot of nice belly. Check it out. But for me, I like the EXT-1, but they're both awesome. I don't think one's better than the other. I just like this one better. So anyways, there you go, guys. You got to see them. A couple of new knives from Bark River, CPM 3V. Goodness. All right. Thanks for watching. And before I go, I want to say I apologize for not putting any videos out. I've been out in this shop all the time. I've been starting to make my own knives, so it's just taking up a lot of my time, and I haven't had time for videos, but I want to get back at it. I've got a ton of cool knives I want to show you guys. So anyways, we'll get to those here in the next week or so. All right, guys. Have a good one. See ya.